Hello guys, welcome back again to the Alrasta channel. And this time, as always, we will be back to talk about the best Donghua series. Of course, it is the SwallowedStar. In the previous episode, we saw Atkin, Yanhai, and Nehru, who are the main forces on Earth today, commit acts of violence, stealing very valuable treasures inside Luo Feng's residence. In that incident, Shuin also took a big hit when Nehru, the strongest mental master on Earth today, attacked her, making her condition gradually deteriorate, and in the end, Shuin died while wearing her wedding dress. But there was one thing they didn't know. Luo Feng, who was declared dead, was alive and even stronger than before. Then what will Luo Feng do when he finds out about the chaos that is now happening on Earth because of Atkin and the people on his side? Prepare yourselves, guys, because it's time to start the slaughter. When Babata broke the news of Shuin's death to Luo Feng was very surprised. And to clarify what Babata had just said, she showed a virtual display, where the virtual screen showed Shuin lying on the floor while wearing her wedding dress. This fact certainly made Luo Feng very shaken, even though Babata had previously promised that Shuin would be fine. But now, before Luo Feng became even more upset, Babata continued to explain that Shuin was not really dead. Babata also reminded Luo Feng of a necklace that Babata had previously given to Luo Feng, which had been given by Shuin. Along with Babata's explanation, the fallen leaves in the room where Shuin began to react, moving together towards Shuin's body. And it was caused by the necklace that Babata had referred to earlier, which we call the Eternal Love Pendant Necklace. After Shuin's death, Eternal Love appeared to be active and glowing. The hidden power contained within Leontine also lifted her body up into the air and gradually entered Shuin's body. It is said that Eternal Love itself is a treasure made from genetic material extracted from a race of immortals in the universe and is able to record the memories of the user. It is a treasure that can protect the user's soul, allowing the user to have a body that cannot age and is able to reconstruct the user's body automatically. But in return, the user cannot cultivate to strengthen his abilities. In addition, although it is said to be eternal, the actual effect of the pendant is not really eternal. The power of eternal love can only protect the user's soul for 1,000 eras. One era is only 1,000 years old, let alone 1,000 eras. Of course, at least that's how long Shuin would live in the future. Shuin would also be unable to die, unless her soul was destroyed. And for the Babata, the pendant was a precious blessing for Shuin. After Shuin's previously deeply injured body was successfully reconstructed, the pendant that was previously around Shuin's neck disappeared, signaling that his power had now been absorbed completely into Shuin's body. After the pendant inserted Shuin's original memories into her mind, Shuin has been revived, and her can now return to normal life as before. Realizing that Shuin's death was caused by a mental power attack on her mind, Luo Feng asked Babata who had done this to his wife. And of course, Babata said that the person was Nehru, a master mental genius, but his brain field was still lower than Luo Feng's. With a sharp gaze, Luo Feng also asked who had given the man the courage to hurt his family. Until finally, the Babata narrated the series of events that happened on Earth after Luo Feng was declared dead. After the strongest heroes on Earth died, along with Hong and the God of Thunder, who were still in their comas, the elder of the 5 gods of war, Atkin, who had previously been inconspicuous, finally unleashed the greatest ambition he had harbored for so long. After the man joined forces with Yanhai and Nehru, the Earth was now under their power. And to make matters worse, the trio committed murder just to take away people's precious treasures in order to strengthen the foundation that they had built. Because the 3 dared to disturb Luo Feng's family, it made Luo Feng again ask, did the 3 people also do something like this to the families of other heroes who had died during the Golden Horn invasion? And the answer was yes. For example, there was one of Mo Henderson's relatives who was killed by them. However, the death of Mo Henderson's relative was considered a mere traffic accident, where Atkin had manipulated his death by using the media so that his barbaric behavior would not damage his good image. This fact made Luo Feng no longer able to contain his anger, especially since the three people showed no contribution at all during the Golden Horn invasion, continued to hide until the end, and now even dared to hurt Luo Feng's family, as well as the heroes who had died in the invasion. Together with the pupils of the eyes that turned into those of the golden-horned behemoth, Luo Feng promised that the three people would die soon. Turning to the Luo family residence, it can be seen that Shuin, who has regained consciousness from her death, is very confused. Even though this woman is very sure that she was dead before, why is she now alive again? In the midst of her confusion, Shuin's phone rang, and she was so happy when she saw that the person who was calling her was Luo Feng. Thus, it means that these two couples can meet again, not in another realm, but in real life. Luo Feng promised his wife that he would return home as soon as he finished a bit of business, and that was to clean up the community garbage. Next, we'll be traveling to Yanhai's residence in a grand room that's graced by the old man's large photographs on the walls. It appears that Yanhai is now dancing happily while drinking a glass of wine. But suddenly the room's lights went out, and Yanhai was also sure that this was someone's doing. Because he felt a presence that he could vaguely feel, Yanhai here felt very panicked and confused. As a figure who is already at the third level of Star Traveler, it turns out that there is still someone who can infiltrate his room without him knowing, like a ghost. And now he couldn't see who it was at all. Old man Yanhai felt even more panicked when the items in his room began to fly, coupled with the black silhouette seen in his photo that was scratched by a flying knife. After following the origin of the flying knife, the figure that immediately gave the old man goosebumps after seeing it could finally be clearly seen. And, of course, who else if not Luo Feng? In order to avenge the pain felt by the heroes' families, Luo Feng did not immediately finish off the old man. Before he did it, brutally, Luo Feng flew Yanhai, banging his body back and forth to the extreme against the wall, until his blood spurted onto the old man's photo attached to the wall. And as a new execution, Luo Feng used his mental power to destroy the old man's soul core. We then shift to the American continent. At a safe zone location there, Atkin, who was driving, received a sudden call from Yanhai's men, who reported that the old man had just died. And after his corpse was examined by a doctor, Yanhai also did not get serious injuries to his physical body parts, which still showed good function. From this, Atkin came to the conclusion that the killer was a mental master who had attacked Yanhai's soul. Considering that this ability could only be possessed by a mental master who was already at the Star Traveler level, Atkin thought that this act was definitely not possible for Nehru, who was still at the early Star Traveler level. It was also impossible for Eastbourne because Atkin had previously confirmed with his own eyes that the man was dead. And now there was only one last name for the mental figure that Atkin thought of. And, of course, it was Luo Feng. Although the signs of Luo Feng's life could not be found before, the fact is that until now, Luo Feng's body has not been found at all. And if it was really all done by Luo Feng, then that was the end of it. We then shifted to India, more precisely to a luxurious residence owned by Nehru. It appears that Luo Feng has arrived there using his camouflage ability, making him undetectable by the guards around there. Detecting the target's whereabouts, Luo Feng used his mental detection ability, and he found that, apart from the outside, heavy guarding was also present inside the inner area. While Nehru was inside a room with a sizable field, Nehru, who was currently watching TV, was very annoyed that the media had repeatedly compared him to Luo Feng. All the media and articles mentioned that although Nehru was a master mental genius, he had also earned the nickname of the second Luo Feng. This annoyed him greatly, especially since he was only being compared to a dead person. And not long after, Atkin also contacted him to deliver the unfortunate news. He said that Yanhai was now dead. This fact alone had shocked him. And what surprised him even more and made him feel scared was when Atkin guessed that it was Luo Feng who had killed Yanhai. Atkin also asked Nehru to hide in a super safe place. But unfortunately, there was no safe place for Nehru to hide. Along with the room lights that went out suddenly, the objects around Nehru began to fly, making it even more panic. And after attacking Nehru and pointing him towards the wall, Luo Feng had now confirmed that the man in front of him was the one who had hurt Shuin. And it was time to start taking revenge. In the condition where her body movement was now being restricted by Luo Feng's strength, Nehru also tried to counterattack. However, with an arm that could only be moved slightly, he was only able to deliver a very trivial attack that had no impact. Luo Feng, who could now fly the bodies of warriors weaker than himself, flew Nehru's body through the walls. Luo Feng here also didn't want to listen to the explanation of Nehru, who was trying to get forgiveness from him. After the man's bones were crushed, the arrogant man finally died by the same method as Yanhai, with his body also being thrown by Luo Feng towards the outside of the building. While the guards were busy looking for the person who had killed Nehru, Luo Feng, who was now in the air, pulled Nehru's cell phone, which was still connected to Atkin, and Luo Feng here said that it was Atkin's turn next. After hearing Luo Feng's threatening voice, Atkin, who was still holding the wheel, panicked so badly that his concentration was destroyed, and he immediately drove carelessly. Not without reason. Atkin's fear was formed because he realized that besides having no hope of winning over Luo Feng, he also had no place to escape from his pursuit, who can move quickly in the air. Atkin next stopped at the HR Alliance headquarters to initiate a plan that might allow him to escape death. In this case, Atkin gathered all the people from the media in the square of the Hero Statue Monument and held an impromptu press conference, which would be broadcast live around the world. The media who had gathered at the venue also came because Atkin, the leader of the HR Alliance, was going to make a very surprising announcement. The event left everyone curious and with many assumptions. Some of them thought it was possible that Atkin would give the news that Hong and the Thunder God had now woken up from their coma. But that was not Atkin's intention. After appearing on stage, he said that he would soon introduce a name that was very familiar to everyone. He was a figure who had eliminated many powerful monsters and could even defeat one of the two monster emperors on Earth. The figure who had contributed the most during the invasion so that humanity could still be saved from extinction, and he was the youngest and most genius mental master ever born on Earth. Atkin then said that the figure was Luo Feng, whose body had yet to be found. While flattering Luo Feng as if this man also worshipped him, he then emphasized that Luo Feng, who was previously declared dead, was actually still alive. The words said by Atkin instantly made the crowd watching the broadcast feel very happy. On the other hand, while Shuin was in the process of recovering to the fullest, Luohua also called the woman to watch the press broadcast of Atkin, making an announcement regarding Luo Feng. When Atkin realized that Luo Feng's presence was getting closer with his hand shaking violently, he pointed towards the sky and announced Luo Feng's position, who was flying quickly towards there. When the media gave the spotlight to the hero's reappearance, all the residents, close friends, and family who gave their full support to Luo Feng could not help but feel emotion, as well as their joy at seeing the hero of mankind return safely. Meanwhile, Atkin, who is now acting in front of the media, repeatedly stated that he felt very excited and happy because the hero he respected was back. And in the future, Atkin revealed that he was willing to follow Luo Feng, who would become a world leader and fight together in the future. But when the man bent down, he let out an evil smile. And of course, all this commotion was intentionally created because Atkin felt that he would be safe. As the eyes of the whole world were watching this event, he was sure that Luo Feng wouldn't have the courage to kill him, as it would instantly ruin his image. Moreover, here, Atkin also acted like someone who strongly supported Luo Feng. But it seemed that Atkin's assumption was dead wrong, as Atkin once again bowed before Luo Feng, who had shown himself to the world. Luo Feng moved quickly to release a kick that made Atkin's spirit seem to be thrown out of his own body. Without caring about his image as a hero, Luo Feng also unhesitatingly strangled Atkin in front of many people, even in front of the whole world. Of course, what Luo Feng did to Atkin made everyone feel shocked and confused. Why would Luo Feng attack a person who they thought had made absolutely no mistake? Continuing the action, Luo Feng further slammed Atkin, flying his body and flattening his joints, and as an execution, Luo Feng cracked the man's head in midair with merciless brutality. Wow, this episode is really slaughtering without a fight, guys. Okay, because from me enough until here, and thank you for those of you who have watched until the end, and see you next in my video. Bye.
只有等待吗？我们能做的，我永远记得那个最初的地方，无论那架纸飞机飞向何方，都会。巨星，你愿意嫁给我吗？快，我们回去。
我们的能金有限，拉可金一找吗？罗峰先生，您能解释一下为什么要杀死？